Hold on to your hats, folks, because you're about to witness Mother Nature's masterpiece strut its stuff in the cutthroat world of modeling. Get ready for Vivienne, a total Iowa knockout, hitting the Big Apple, New York City, that is. She's headed to Sheila Klein, a modeling agency so exclusive, it practically sparkles. Imagine a lineup of stunning women, all looking like they were poured from the same mold. Vivienne's gorgeous, but even she feels a little like a goldfish in a bowl of equally dazzling goldfish. Amidst this sea of beauty, one girl looks like she raided an Etsy shop for her outfit, while another, Heather, is so thin, she's practically a whisper. They bond, and Heather, armed with her mom's camera, snaps a pic of our girl Vivienne. Turns out it's a Thursday, and every Thursday, Sheila Klein throws open the doors for a modeling extravaganza, a whirlwind of editorial, commercial, and fitness hopefuls. Runway. This girl Vivienne struts in, looking like she's glued her cheeks together. She tells Heather she just got to New York, popped into Sheila's office because, naturally, Vogue cover is the dream. Heather's like, honey, I've been at this for 3 months, same dream. Vivienne, quick as a whip, suggests a pact. Whichever one makes it big, pulls the other up. Pinky promise. Heather's thrilled, she's sick of the musty, self-absorbed models in the waiting room. Meanwhile, Sheila's flipping through photos, spots Vivienne, thinks she's some fresh off the plane, starving African supermodel. Vivienne's eyeing the other girls, whispering, nobody in Iowa looks like this. Heather explains it's the new size 0, extreme size 0. Then, bam, Vivienne's called in. The waiting room, more like a pressure cooker of simmering jealousy. Models giving side-eye like they're auditioning for a staring contest. Then bam, Sheila grills Vivienne. Vivienne, bless her heart, declares she can do anything. Vogue cover, here she comes. Sheila, with a skeptical eyebrow raise, says, honey, Midwestern gorgeous doesn't automatically translate to Vogue cover girl. So, fashion walk time. Vivienne struts like a runway warrior. Sheila's impressed, until she drops the bomb, too fat. Too fat? Vivienne's practically launching into orbit. Tears? Check. Heather's comforting shoulder? Check. Turns out, the cruelest cut? Sheila called her precious. But Vivienne's fire's burning. Revenge? Clean eating, killer workouts. She declares, the laws of thermodynamics are clearly on vacation when it comes to becoming a size 0. Heather, ever the supportive friend, whips out a card, Dr. Love, weight loss wizard extraordinaire. Wow, Vivienne's desperate for a modeling career, right? She hits up Dr. LA, who whips out this miracle injection, Me-Fi, apparently the Hollywood secret weapon. He practically guarantees 0 side effects, forgetting Vivienne's little scoliosis secret. Cue the injections, Vivienne and her roommate Heather, both getting dangerously skinny. Months later, disaster strikes, Vivienne spots her assistant throwing up. Then bam, Vivienne struts into Sheila's office, Edna mode hair and all, a total transformation. Sheila's blown away, signs her on the spot. But get this, the icy queen Sheila casually asks about Me-Fi, and Vivienne spills the beans, 4 months, constant nausea. Sheila's response? Keep it up, America's next top model awaits. Unbelievable. Wow, Vivienne's life after that encounter? A whirlwind of photo shoots. Picture this, a Noto Tyler Perry wig. Then, Heather shows up, and Vivienne introduces her to Sheila, who's less than thrilled. In fact, this, Sheila, calls Heather a hyena, waiting to steal Vivienne's spotlight. She even tells Vivienne to ditch the flat-chested hoe. Ouch. But hold on to your hats, because amidst a flashbang of cameras, Vivienne faints, and breaks her nose. At the doctor's, Dr. Love's got a bombshell. Vivienne's ECG is scary, and her scoliosis-induced heart murmur? News to him. He lays it out. Miffy's a no-go unless she wants a heart explosion. His question, skinny or alive? Vivienne's reply, skinny, because I'm tired of being a single, fat virgin. Then, the cliffhanger, what other bombshell does Dr. Love have for her? After some serious arm twisting, Dr. Love unveils a tapeworm, in a wedding ring box, no less. And suggests washing it down with oolong tea. Ancient weight loss secret, he claims, better than Me-Fi, whatever that is, though, minor side effects. He warns of intense hunger, but Vivienne, aiming for petite perfection, gulps it down. 10 pounds lighter in a week, he promises. Can I get what she's having? Fast forward. Vivian's home, attacked by hunger pangs. Ranch dressing, gone. Chow, devoured. Even a moldy cantaloupe didn't stand a chance. She's eating like a champion, yet somehow, she's impossibly thin, powering through photo shoots. Mood swings, let's just say a poor, unsuspecting backman got the full force of her hangry wrath. One worried dude's watching, though, because, honey, food coma ain't pretty. I'm just hangry. It's Tuesday, she shouts. Oh my god, you will not believe this photoshoot aftermath. First, Vivian's freaking out, convinced her hairline's en masse. Then, she overhears gossip about her culinary adventures and unleashes a verbal tsunami of epic proportions. Poor Sheila tries to intervene, only to get a taste of Vivian's wrath. Next thing you know, Vivian's shoveling down bombas fettuccine alfredo, bragging about Vogue while simultaneously demolishing the entire buffet. Sheila finally corners her, calm as a cucumber, but Vivian's tearful confession involves ribs, apologies, and a moving dildo. Apparently, it's a little too into her all-you-can-eat situation. And just when you think it couldn't get crazier, Heather bursts in, practically vibrating with excitement, having landed something huge. Hold on to your hats, folks, because this roommate drama is wild. Vivian, living like a queen, or rather, a trash goblin, amidst mountains of empty food containers, gets a serious talking to from Heather. Vivian, in a fit of Magenta magazine is for amateurs. Rage smashes Heather's camera. Then, the apology. Too little, too late. Heather's out. Vivian confesses to something inside her. A tapeworm, people. Heather, naturally, thinks it's just industry jealousy. The Vogue shoot looms, Vivian's begging, crying, but Heather's on to bigger and better things. This is a train wreck you won't want to miss. Oh, Vivian, this poor thing. Photographing her is a nightmare, she's practically vanished. Her clothes are falling off, 5 pounds lighter since her last fitting. Then, boom, she explodes, a hilarious, furious tirade at her dresser. Turns out, reckless eating is her new hobby, until the dreaded words, purge before the shoot. Cue the bathroom meltdown, complete with uncontrollable sobbing. Poor Vivian. Then, Dr. Love, the man who gave her a tapeworm, regrets his decision, big time. It's stealing her jobs, twisting her personality. Apparently, this little parasite is a bottomless pit, the more she eats, the hungrier it gets. A vicious cycle. But there's hope. Dr. Love whips out a potion, and maybe, just maybe, Vivian can finally ditch her unwelcome house guest. A tapeworm, not even a foot long, makes a beeline for Vivian's, rear entrance. The instructions? Grab the head when it pops out. Yeah, right. Someone hand me a hazmat suit. Vivian, looking like a raccoon that lost a fight with a makeup kit, follows this brilliant plan. The potion, the bathtub, pure agony. Finally, the beast emerges, longer than a foot and looking like something from a horror movie. She yanks it out, tosses it, and it moves. No, please, she begs, but this isn't your average earthworm. It's a multilingual menace, speaking only Parseltongue before, well, let's just say Vivian's spa day took an unexpected turn. Poor Heather walks in on a very, very dead Vivian. And guess what? The slithery villain finds a new home. Then Sheila shows up for an interview. Talk about a bad hair day.